Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Shad, and today we have a breakdown / reaction to the Nuggets game last night versus the Houston Rockets. Nuggets won. There was no Jokic in this matchup, so the offensive game plan had to change a little bit, but despite the need for change, the Nuggets were able to walk out with a W, and a large part of that was because of Jamal Murray. Normally, yes, the onus is on him to produce in these situations when Jokic isn't playing and the rest of the roster, for the most part, is healthy. This game was no different than what those situations normally are, and Jamal Murray put up nearly 40 points in this game against the Rockets, one of the top 5 defenses in the league this season. Today, I want to go through this Murray Fleury game, see how he was cooking in the offense, how he was getting his buckets, how the Rockets were trying to defend him, and how it wasn't working one way or another. Please like the video if you enjoy it. It goes a long way towards supporting me in the content and getting it out into more eyes. So we're trying to grow something here. So a like would go a long way. Shout out to you if you do. So Amen Thompson took a lot of the Jamal Murray assignment, which is naturally right. One of the better defenders in the league already. Lots of length, lots of speed, lots of active hands, quick reaction speed, yada, yada. He's the total package when it comes to being a guard defender, but Jamal did just fine. Some of the key traits we're going to talk about when it came to his buckets: he attacked the mid-range extremely heavy. I'll put up what his shot chart looked like from this game, and you can see a lot of that right below the free throw line or right to the elbow area. That was where he wanted to attack hard, and he did. He made so many off-balance shots, which is, if you've been watching Jamal Murray for some years, you know that he is kind of a specialist when it comes to being off-balance and still squaring up his shot in the air, making tough contested threes, middies, all that sort of stuff. That was something that was on display in this game as well. So this one right here, the Nuggets are going to go flat on the baselines in the corners. They're just going to give Jamal Murray space to work in that mid-range area because they probably know that he wants this shot right there at the free throw line, goes straight to the back down to get to that spot at the free throw line, and then turns around and hits the jumper. This is quintessential Jamal. When he's not doing anything flashy or fancy, this is the type of shot that he loves to make. This next one, first of all, shout out to everyone in this whole game, on this play specifically, but in the entire game. Shout out to everyone for getting their screens on Jamal's defenders and letting him get some open space to work. This one right here, it's a double screening action to free him up. You'll notice that Amen is telling Jalen Green to stay with Jamal so that he can switch on to Jamal after Christian Braun sets the screen. But once they do get that switch, Zeke Naji with the second incoming screen does a good job of extending his arm, getting more contact on Amen, and allowing Jamal a clean look at that right elbow, the spot he loves so much. And then this next one right here, an example of him working off ball. Fred VanVleet is going to get the start on him, gets around 2 screens. Dillon Brooks is the one that ends up switching onto him. Jamal catches Dillon on his back foot and just pulls straight up for a jumper. And he'll also hit the same move against Dillon a couple of buckets later. And it really is just one of those smaller things that contributes to Jamal being such a fluid scorer when he is on. The Rockets, after a couple of buckets, started anticipating Jamal Murray getting screens and would then place Jamal's real defender on the screener. And then when the screen happened, they would switch and they would have the matchup that they wanted defensively. They did it a couple times with Dillon Brooks and Fred VanVleet. They did it a couple times with Tari Eason and Amen Thompson. But again, it really just didn't matter for the most part because, yes, there are some buckets in here, or not some buckets, there are some shots in here that the Rockets defended really well. Really well. I would say like a 50-50 healthy mix of just Jamal missing shots and the Rockets actually playing him really well defensively when it came to just his misses. But again, we come back to the point of off-balance shot making, tough shot making in general is something that Jamal Murray is elite at in this specific category. A couple of other things to note from this game that I noticed: Aaron Gordon it's between Aaron Gordon and Jamal Murray for me, who is really the true barometer of where this team can go in the postseason. Aaron Gordon, again, no Jokic, had to step up into a secondary playmaking role. Did perfectly fine. 8 assists. I believe he had 13 points. He once again becoming such a large scale utility guy that he's able to step up into these situations and flow into the offense without one of the best offensive players of all time on the floor. At one point, the Rockets were switching to a zone because our offense was just clicking on all cylinders. They switched to a zone. They went to a double big zone, mind you. Steven Adams and Alperen Şengün both on the floor together. AG was playing the middleman in the free throw line area, trying to exploit the zone. Pass to him. He would make some reads out of that middle area. He was making plays happen whenever he got the ball, and is such a huge factor in why they won this game and why I think they can go far. I can make a whole video about this team and how I actually feel about them in the playoffs and the specific matchups and stuff, which is, I will get to that as we head closer to the postseason, but I have a lot of thoughts and a lot of them are contradictory. A lot of them don't make sense. A lot of them are back and forth, but it's just how I am. It's just the thoughts that I have because this team is so confusing sometimes. We went into halftime tied. Third quarter, I should say, all Nuggets. And that's when they took their lead. I feel like both teams really treated this like a postseason matchup because there is a world where these two teams do end up running into each other either in the second round or the conference finals this playoffs. So get a glimpse into what teams are going to do against you. Get a glimpse into how this team is going to defend you, stuff like that. DeAndre Jordan proving to be a reliable backup. Once again, another step-up center, another good performance as the starter on this team. 5 of 7 from the field, 11 points, 15 boards. Had a couple of assists too, manning the middle, had some good defensive plays on Şengün. Can't ask for more than that in this role right here. So that'll do it. Thank you very much for watching. This might have been on like the shorter side of the videos I've been putting out recently, but glad you stuck all the way through. Once again, please like the video. Goes a long way, helps me out a ton if you really do rock with the content. Trying to be more consistent. I'm gonna keep saying it until I actually do it, but I feel like this is a different shift this time. So stick with me. Thank you very much. I'll catch y'all later. Peace out.